Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and Josie, what's going on on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today, here on a Sunday morn, July 4th, and all that sort of thing, 4th of July, or however, which way round you want to say it, doesn't really matter as long as it gets a point across. So happy Independence Day to all you Americans out there, and happy other holiday, if there are any other holidays on 4th of July, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely time setting off fireworks responsibly, and all that sort of thing, and whatever celebrations you do, just, you know, be responsible. That's sort of the sweeping statement that goes for any or for anything really, just be responsible, right? I guess that's kind of just like good life advice, but a bit too generic to really put to any practical use. Anyway, let's get into some Animal Crossing, shall we? So hello everyone, right now in right now in Fawnhollow, it's 3:28 PM on Sunday, July 4th, 2021. I can't speak today apparently, as with many other days, but of course we don't have any other usual business going on Fawnhollow today, so we'll just go about our daily Nookmal point grinding as I try and think about something that we can talk about today. I mean, you can talk about 4th of July, but there's not really much I can talk about because I don't really know much about 4th of July apart from, you know, it's Independence Day. That's when America gained independence and all that sort of thing, so good for that. Good for America, I guess. That seems a bit blasé to say, but it's just like, I don't know what else to say to that. It sounds a bit weird congratulating an entire country in that sort of sense, but not in a bad way. But anyway, dear, one of my favourite things to do is to relax at home and sip a nice hot beverage. I thought I might send something to help you do the same. Now your home can feel like a cafe. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Drink up, Lily. Oh, thank you, Lily. Yeah, what happened recently? Didn't the Fez series finished either yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. But there's been some good responses to that, I suppose. Not in the sense that, oh, because it finished, people had good responses, but, you know, people enjoyed it. And, you know, I do enjoy my puzzle games, which is probably of no surprise to y'all, if you've watched any of my videos by now, I suppose. The next one following up is Little Nightmares, which is actually nearly all of it has been recorded, I believe. Maybe not quite all the DLC has been recorded, but most of it's been recorded. Wait, is today? July 6th is Mira's birthday. Okay, we got a fishing tourney next weekend. But yeah, so it first came to an end. It was all good and fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and you'll be tuning into Little Nightmares. I know it's not so much as puzzle based, but you know, when I had to start recording it, I didn't have any puzzle games left to play. Really, that's not true. I'd like Papers, Please. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go into Papers, Please and that, so I had Little Nightmares, which I bought recently. But it's okay, since then it's been the Steam Summer Sale, so I have picked up both Talos Principle and Steven Sausage Roll, which were Talos Principle recommended to me by, like, everyone, and Steven Sausage Roll was a game I had my eye on for ages, and also has been recently recommended to me as well, so that's sort of just like another check mark in the validity of that game. Not that I wouldn't have any in the first place. It is, if you don't know, it's about, as I understand it, cooking sausages, about flipping sausages onto grilling stations, and it's sort of like oil. What Nookmal missions do we have? A sukeban sort of element, you know, like a block pushing sort of element, where a lot of the difficulty comes in being able to navigate yourself around the sausages and obstacles, and actually flipping onto the grill without burning them, and actually cooking all sides, and then reaching the exit in whatever period you want. It's been a while since we had one of those like games where you just straight up like got level to level things, and there's just like, you got a level, solve it. And I often mentioned how they are generally more my favourite games to play, because I tend to like exploration, but I don't necessarily like exploration to seek out puzzles, if that makes sense. I just like, if I like want to do puzzles, I want you to give me the puzzle and just be like, solve this, and I'll be like, okay, boom. Time to think about it. But exploration, I guess I want separately from it. I don't know, it's a bit hard to tell what my video game preferences are, but we've gone ad nauseum about that. I don't think Steven Sausage Roll will be next. I think Talos Principle will be next, because it's been like so highly suggested by people that I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't give that a shot. Yes, and suggestions are taken into account. There's only so many games I can play, but it's not like I can continuously play games like all my waking hours, unfortunately. Well, if I could, that'd be fantastic, but obviously I can't, so got to weave them in when I can. And yes, I hope you enjoy that, of course. Chicken Police also coming to an end next Monday. I should check that, because the series after that, which is Bug Stacks, by the way, spoilers, I have not yet titled all the videos. I've recorded like the first 8 or so videos basically, and I just haven't titled them. I think 27th of July. That's on the next. Do I need to record another Little Nightmares episode? I tried to record them all for all of July. Oh, I do need to record one more Little Nightmares episode. I'm sure I'll do that at some point. I don't know. Not today though. But it's because, you know, I just want to keep my... I have a nice little backlog building up to relax on some of the games. Relax on the requirement of needing to record games so often. Which I know is not a requirement, but still. It's just nice to have days where I'm just like, I don't feel like recording something. So I don't. So eventually Animal Crossing probably will stop being recorded at some point as well. But, I mean, we kept it going on this long. Why not continue? There's not much really to watch, right? I don't think, anymore in Animal Crossing. But if you're still here, thank you, I suppose. You know, you can contribute to discussions as well just by randomly commenting on your own sort of things as I discuss random philosophy things like a ship of Thesis or whatever. Is it Thesis or Thesis? I can't remember. If you don't know, this is a concept of being like, when is a dirt pile or whatever. But what it actually is a ship of, I think it's Theseus, where piece by piece every single part is replaced over and over again, and at what point does the ship stop becoming a ship and that sort of thing. Which, you know, is one of those philosophical quandaries which keep people preoccupied and doesn't necessarily have a right answer. Well, I don't think many of these philosophical quandaries do have a right answer, because, you know, that's kind of a point of them, right? They're sort of more meant to be telling about who you are, what you believe in, that sort of thing, rather than necessarily having a definitive answer in the grand scheme of the universe, because our universe isn't so kind. It doesn't tend to have grand, concrete answers to a lot of these sort of questions. Like, yes, you can have mathematical and scientific rigor and that sort of thing and get definitive answers out of systems that you build, but the universe cares not for whatever language or systems you come up with to try and understand it. It just is. Which you might say was a bit nihilistic. Nihilism? Bit of a nihilistic? I don't even know how you say that word. Viewpoint, but I don't know, I guess it's kind of comforting. In a certain way. The universe doesn't care about you. So why, not why care about it. So, you know, more like there's no pressure. You know, just do what you do. Live your best life, be a good person, or try your best to be, and sometimes you'll fail, sometimes you won't. So it's all in the balance of things, really. But we're not here to, well, maybe we are here to exact like moral, and I was saying legal. That's not legal advice. Moral judgments and teachings upon people. Anyway, oh sorry, I just randomly clicked. Hopefully I didn't stop recording. No, it seems like we're good. I had to adjust my mouse speed and that sort of thing. I will say, I'm not sure I have, like everyone else who wants to get a fancy mouse, I have a Logitech G502, which is probably like the most popular like mouse on the market or whatever. It's a good mouse, not gonna lie, but there's so many like mouse settings on it. Like I can press this middle mouse button and get like 3 different sets of mouse speeds loaded up, and then these 2 buttons here on the left and right can adjust the mouse speed upwards and downwards. And I have found not little use for adjusting mouse speed, but I suppose like I find it weird adjusting mouse speed a lot of the time, because I feel like my brain just doesn't get used to it all that often. Like the exception is when I used to play Siege, and sometimes I guess when I play Valorant, I'll lower down the mouse speed just a touch, because otherwise I'm sort of just like zooming all over the place, which is good for when you're navigating web browsers, but not so convenient when you're trying to click on a tiny pixel head on a screen and have very tight precision adjustments. There's also a button on the side where you can hold it down and it basically like slows your mouse down a huge amount, which I have found useful. But those are like, that's basically, I'm using 3 different speeds on mice, and really it's only one. It's only 2 different speeds of mice. And it feels like, it's just like one of those things where you have like a tool or utensil or some sort of access to an ability, in this case being adjustable mouse speeds, but I'm not using it to its fullest, and I don't really know how to use it to its fullest, to be honest. I don't know what speed mouse mice are meant to be set at. Perhaps this is because of my lack of interest in first-person shooters in the first place, is me just sort of being very meh about them. Just being like, oh, whatever mouse speed I end up on, whatever I'm used to is probably what I'll just use, because that's kind of like where the muscle memory is built in. And I don't know, it's an interesting thing, because there's I always remember when I used to play a league and try to play ranked and become a bit more competitive. There's also a thing where I was like, oh, you need to make sure your Windows mouse setting is always on the 6th notch or something of mouse speed, from like slow to fast, and then you just adjust your DPI or whatever to accommodate for whatever speed you're comfortable at. And DPI is just like dots per inch, which is like an inch moved of a mouse mat is how many pixels it moves across, I think. And I'm not super sure about that, but you know, the only way I know about DPI is in resolution, which is, you know, pretty similar thing, how many like pixels are crammed into 1 inch, I suppose. It's not a bad thing. I don't think I even insinuated it was a bad thing. It's just more like, I don't know how to put it. It's just like, it feels like there's a whole world of precision out there. And depth and detail and management of these small little incremental changes, which I'm not privy to. I sort of like just following along blindly rather than particularly utilising them to, well, how they should be, I suppose. It's just sort of like a wildly, randomly guessing. A wild random guessing game is what I meant to. We already got a model for that, we don't need that. Guessing game is what I meant to say. We should run around trying to catch perhaps some more cicadas and any other potential insects which we haven't got a model of. I mean, we basically kind of filled up all the spaces up here anymore, so there's not really many more spaces to put any fish or bug models, but I'm sure we can find a place, sort of. Like, we can put fish models on this side of the island, certainly. What do I have a model of in my inventory? I don't remember. Citrus longhorned beetle, which I guess we'll just put here. I don't know. Boom. Item placed. Beetle placed. I don't know. I didn't really have the rest of that sentence, to be honest. Also, there appears to be no insects. Either that or I've just run past all of them. Is that an orchid mantis I see? I mean, to catch 5 of them for my missions anyway. But isn't that interesting? Because I remember there's a way that you're meant to, like, set your mouse sensitivity with something like, you shoot, like, 2 holes on the wall in like, a shooter game, and you see how accurately you can go back and forth clicking between them. If you go, like, too wide, it's too high or something. I can't remember. Or if it feels too slow, you do something, and then I remember there's some, like, calculator spreadsheet tool which you can use to put in your DPI speed and, like, your adjustments to it, and it works out the optimal mouse speed for you, which is crazy to think about. I don't even know how you come to that sort of conclusion, but obviously there must be a way. Or I was going to say there must be a way, otherwise I wouldn't do it, but that's, you know, I suppose sort of, but that must be some sort of argumentative fallacy, like appealing to a fact it already exists, which is when arguing that's a good reason for it in the first place. So it's either it does exist or it's a good oh, I think I missed. I tried to catch some fog once, I missed. Sorry, every time. It's either there's a good reason for it existing, or, you know, it's like some pseudo science thing. But, you know, I like to think there's a reasonable reason. You got into a damn fight with Lily? How could you get into a fight with Lily? What could you even say? She's too sweet to insult, you know? I thought Mira might be asking to move out so we can do another bit of villager hunting. I'm not sure what we can do once we've, like, found all the villages we wanted. I mean, it's still going to take a while. Like, think about it. We've done, like, how many days have we done? Like, almost 500 or so. And we still are missing 2 villages. It's just the gacha mechanics at play. It's not really gacha, I suppose. It's not like your Animal Crossing island becomes stronger or whatever. Having certain cards or villages. But yeah, it just makes you think, because there's a load of these like mouse training sort of games you can partake in, not partake, but you know, I hear a thing. Let's catch this insect first. These like training tools where you can use them to get better at well, clicking accurately, I suppose, which is such a really specific skill if you really think about it. But that's totally fine, isn't it? You know, if engaging in a hobby or any sort of thing that you like to participate in, it's totally fine to build up these very specific skills, because, I mean, it's something you like doing, isn't it? Why wouldn't you do it, I suppose? There it is. I was like, I heard a balloon somewhere. Because I think it's easy to sort of look at it and be like, oh, what's the point of that? There's no way. in life you don't need to be able to click on heads really quickly. You just gotta, you know, why not do something more worthwhile? And, you know, I kind of resent that sort of attitude about things, constructed from a straw man I built in my head. It's like, I mean, if it's a hobby they like participating in, and they have a desire to get better at it. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up because I'm it was really affecting me emotionally. No, it's my throat just feels kind of weird. Hello. Yes, okay. So I just noticed I randomly typed a full stop in into Discord. Oh look, Benedict's playing Undertale. How fantastic. I should talk about Undertale at some point. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, if you're partaking in that sort of hobby, and it's something, one, not hurting anyone. It's just the golden rule: not hurting anyone, and not including yourself. Why do you care? Why be snooty about this sort of thing? I guess there's a bit of irony twisted up in here because I'm sort of being like snooty about people being snooty, and it's sort of like an enemy of my enemy is my friend or something. A nightgown? Sure, try it on. What is it? I mean, you said it was a nightgown, but oh, cute. Yeah, why not? Wear whatever you want, Lily. You gotta. I feel like I probably should have read what that was, because that felt different from normally. That's not normally an interaction I feel like I have when I give stuff to you. That looks adorable on you, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyway, my point is, there's lots of these sort of training tools. I wonder how much they actually do end up helping. To a certain extent, they must obviously do. Not even like otherwise people wouldn't use them sort of way, but like if they're literally training you up to be able to click on things more accurately, even if it doesn't help maybe your like recognition of game knowledge that you can apply to a game, it's at least going to help you mechanically in the sense that you can click on something a little bit more accurately, and probably even if you're daily browsing, you can click on tiny links a little bit better. Is that useful? Well, I guess it's a bit niche in its skill set, but you could use it, so by definition it has usability, does it not? I don't know. I don't really own any of those sort of training tools. Obviously, again, not to like say it for the millionth time, but I don't care that much about FPSs and that sort of thing, so there's not really much use for me to do them. Let's not go to that. Let's keep 2 of these. This might be enough to reach 5,000. Oh yeah, it was way more than enough. Yeah, I don't have any of those sort of training tools or whatever, which is, you know, fair enough. Like, why would you expect me to have any? I just find it, simultaneous. No, I was gonna say simultaneously weird and cool. I don't think it's even that weird the more I think about it. I just think it's cool that we've got these hyper specific ways that you can train up certain things. I guess the closest I would have to training something like my precision and clicking heads up is like playing Osu, which I don't even play all that much, like ever, which you might find a bit strange because I do like my music games. I do like parts of Osu. I do like playing, what was I going to buy? Tree. I like playing, I think it's called Osu Mania, is when the things like fall down from the screen and you had to tap the thing, I guess like DDR style, except for you're not on a dance mat. I like that sort of rhythm game more, which is why I play like, you know, Starlight Stage on my phone. Used to play about School Idol Festival, but then I got bored of it. And I downloaded some other ones, like I got, what's it called? I need to look at my phone and see what they're called. It's called like Desmos, Boaz, and Citus, I think that's what it's called. I don't play those all that often compared to the others, because Starlight Stage at least has me coming back because they've got like events going on and characters tied to the story, and you know how much I love my characters. Also, hold on, was that a YouTube notification I had on my phone? Oh, someone liked my reply. Cool stuff. Oh, just knocking boxes all over the place. I forgot what I was gonna say. What I was saying. So yeah, I like that Osu Mania mode, but not too big a fan of the actual vanilla game of Osu. I played it a reasonable amount because I do have some friends who do play it, like Sophia and William. Both used to play it a reasonable amount. Apparently you play Osu with a tablet, you know, in the, I was gonna say professional levels. I'm not sure if that's quite the right word, but like the higher echelons of play and practice, you are meant to use a graphics tablet, which I obviously do have. I have a pretty good one, a Huion Q1 1K, in case you wonder. Although no one's asked me about my specs yet. I guess it's mainly because most people I attract to this channel are probably people looking for video game sort of things rather than artistic things, which is fine, you know. Got my own separate art stuff on the side anyway. And I like to keep them separated like that in the first place. But anyway, what was my point? I don't know if I had a point. Oh yeah, you're meant to use a graphics tablet anyway, which I guess you could use OSU as a sort of like a practice clicking head thing, but I guess also gamifying it to make it a bit more amusingly fun depending on how your mileage may vary or that sort of thing. But I guess it's kind of weird if you, not kind of weird, but if you end up using graphics tablet anyway, where that doesn't really train it up, does it? Here's the question: why don't people use graphics tablet in place of a mouse for shooting games, or like a touchscreen? I guess with a touchscreen it's a bit more inconvenient because you can't really move around at the same time unless you put, you know, I mean, I played like shooting games or games on mobile before. I find it really inconvenient moving around with like a touchscreen joystick and then also trying to use abilities. Like I've played Genshin on the phone before. Shooting on the phone is an absolute nightmare. I guess maybe if they had motion controls it'd be quite nice, like if they did it Splatoon style, that'd be quite interesting. I don't know if that's something they're interested in implementing, which is, you know, fair enough, it's kind of cool. We'll put the cicadas in storage, because I don't believe we've got any cicadas yet. Put these other stuff away. You know how dogs is and all that. Not this. I'm pretty sure we got a darn dragonfly anyway. Let's deposit some bells, and then we'll carry on with the Nookmar mission farming. Oh my god, it's been 20 minutes? What? I thought it's been like 8. But why don't they use graphics tablet in place of mouse? I'm not sure if it's something just like literally in the rules that you can't. Because I know that there was this old League of Legends player. I forgot his name. I should remember his name, but I don't. Who instead of playing with like your regular old laser mouse or like I guess board mouse, if you're really that crazy, he used one of those like motion tracking board mice, you know, ones where you roll it, and you often see on like laptops and that sort of thing. What for? Wait, why am I donating more? I don't know. Amusingly, we're nearly back up to 10 million somehow. I guess because we're not really spending much. But he used one of those like motion balls, the things where you roll, and they it moves the mice in that direction to play League, which is astonishing, and I must imagine rather difficult. But it's just what he was used to. What's his name? Also, where's Biscuit? We haven't seen him yet, have we? He wasn't in the... Maybe he's in the Able Sisters? I don't know. What Nookmar missions do we got? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, uh-oh. Gonna catch some bugs and fishes, you know. Oh, what was the song I had in my head recently? Oh, Billie Eilish, Bury a Friend, except for Only the Star. And you know why? It's because... So it's a bit of a tangent. Of the Sing 2 trailer, which I randomly clicked on because I was like, oh, I didn't realise they were coming out with a Sing 2. I haven't even seen Sing 1, to be honest. And it starts with like a bush baby singing Bury a Friend, and like, what do you want from me? Why do you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? And it's just meant to be like creepy and like freak out the X Factor-esque judge, which is going on, but you know. I thought it was catchy, and I was like, what song is this? And I was like, oh, Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish. Which is weird because I felt like I've heard that song before, but you know, I probably didn't pay attention to the lyrics, so I didn't really recognise it. It's not like I listened to much Billie Eilish in the first place. I mean, I know Bad Guy, who doesn't at this point? Because I'm the bad guy. Duh. Sorry, it's a bit low. Sing it up the octave. I'm the bad guy. Duh. That just sounds weird. My vocal range is a bit strange. Always want to learn how to sing, you know? Push that vocal range. And so the times I sing just randomly to myself all the time, at least I can sound kind of nice while doing it. Alas, poor Horatio, I knew him well. No, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well, Horatio. One way around. Yeah, I don't know. Like, mouse DPI, mouse sensitivity, mouse speed. It's crazy. It's crazy the level of technicality. It just goes back to the thing where I like it hearing about, like, the little technicalities and things that experts in their field need to pay attention to. So I guess this is sort of like subsidiary of that, where it's just like, oh, I like seeing. Do we have a diving beetle model? That's actually a good point. I don't know if we do. I like seeing the sort of things that professional FPS players have to pay attention to, and that's things like DPI and specifically exactly the mouse settings they're on. And if it's even slightly off, they'll probably be able to tell like immediately. Oh, we don't seem to have a diving beetle. That's interesting. All right, let's collect these diving beetles as well. Yeah, it's interesting to see what sort of precision and fine technical details they actually need to pay attention to, because it's obviously something which doesn't matter at all to us, but matters a lot to them. A grasshopper. I don't think we have a grasshopper one either. What do you know? And I guess part of me is just like, oh, you know, tell me about the small little details you need to pay attention to, because that for some reason interests me. I don't know why it interests me so much necessarily. It's just like part of me is just like, ooh, ooh, yeah, the sound of my heart. Sorry. My only repertoire of songs are songs from early 2010s era. I don't even know if that was early 2010s now I think about it. Charlie XCX. Boom Clap, you know, from The Fault in Our Stars. I don't even know how they put a song in The Fault in Our Stars. It's not a musical, is it? And it's interesting how movies always these days have like a signature theme song that needs to go along with it. And not even just like in a soundtrack sense, but like an actual title song. Very common in animated movies, you know. Zootopia, try everything. Frozen and Frozen 2 have like multitudes of them. I guess Let's Go and Into the Unknown are meant to be the title ones. Hotel Transylvania, You're Amazing. I haven't even seen that movie, but I, for some reason know the song. And Count Dracula starts rapping in it or something. I don't remember if we got an eel one or not. I feel like we must do. Please, eel, please. Probably not a moray eel. That's a moray. Please. Just a little bit. Sorry. It's going to a phase where I've run out of things to say about my conversational topics, so I'm just singing, I suppose. But, yeah, no, was that really, like, popular, clicky tool training tool thing, right? What's it called? I can't remember. I mean, there's numerous numbers of them in the first place, I suppose, is really what it comes down to, but I wonder how much, like, tangible benefit you get out of it, like how long it takes to really notice, like, oh, I've spent like half an hour on this, I can feel myself getting better. I mean, I guess it's kind of like you can warm up in it, into a certain aspect. I wonder if pro players actually use them or not. I guess they probably just play the game instead, because, I mean, I guess that's kind of logic I can see the reasoning behind is, if you just wanted to train yourself, why would you not just get better, why would you not just play the game, if you want to get better at the game, rather than going into some external tool? I thought Vivian was playing and I was about to lose my mind. I was like, Vivian never plays. But I guess it's kind of like, in this case, you want to focus specifically on one particular thing you want to get better at, and this time it's mechanically. Mecha Claude would be used by blueberry pie for fuel. Also, since I'd be a giant, you could ride on my shoulder. But there's new dialogue. I'm sorry, Claude. I'm skipping through new dialogue because I think I'm just preconditioned to think it's dialogue I've already seen. I guess technically we should do the Nick Mile mission in case our next mile one is catch a specific fish. So we'll catch these 2 fish and round it up. Yeah, I guess it's kind of if you want to practice one specific mechanic or parts of your gameplay experience, right? You do it in an external tool rather than necessarily in the game itself, because that will allow you to focus a bit more on it. It's sort of like breaking things down, you know? If you want to get better at your chess game, you know, you got to study openings separately from endings, you got to study your mid-game, you got to, you know, study potential traps and gambits that you could fall into and just be aware of them, but you don't do it all the time. Like, I guess the number one way to get better at something is, yes, to practice it, but you can also help a lot by breaking things down, because, you know, human beings work well with things which are broken down. into parts, not like non-functional things, I guess. Ah, it was a tire. We need a fish before we'll be able to round this episode up. Sorry, excuse me. I almost feel tired. Maybe I'm just fatigued, I don't know. Just get up and dance or something. That's a good way to energize yourself. But yeah, so if you've got one of those like specific tools to help you in whatever game. I know it's most common in FPSs, but I suppose you could do it for any sort of game. A rock? I guess it would be harder to implement to other things, like, I don't know what you do for puzzle games. I guess you could have some sort of like, literally Big Brain Academy or brain training sort of thing. Which are fun, no less, but also a little bit, not really quite the same sort of thing as one of those, aim training tools. I don't know why I paused so much. I just couldn't think of any other words anymore. See, I guess it's kind of different. Kinda. But yeah, with that, should we round this episode off here? If you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Follow me on Discord. No, follow me on Twitter. Enjoy Dear Darling Discord down below. If you want to have a chat, or if you don't want to have a chat, then, you know, suit yourself. I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye. Why am I so high up? Bye-bye for now.